124 was spiteful, full of a baby's venom. The women in the house knew it, and so did the children. 4 years each put up with the spite in his own way. But by 1873, Setha and her daughter, Denver, were its only victims. The quote I chose was actually the introduction of the book. I chose this because it displays the dark and supernatural feeling that the reader gets throughout the whole entire book. Beloved is by the Ohio native Toni Morrison. This novel takes place in the mid-1800s, and the setting bounces from Cincinnati to Sweet Home Plantation and back and forth with flashbacks. Beloved is essentially about Setha and Denver's life after slavery. They now live in Cincinnati. Basically, Setha has been kind of shunned from her community from something that she has done in the past, which would be when she killed one of her own kids in order to try to keep them away from the slave catchers. The child that she had killed had started to haunt her home, ultimately making her 2 sons run away from their home in fear. Years later, Setha saw Paul D., who was a former slave at Sweet Home with her. They reconnected and eventually become a couple. Denver didn't really like this because Paul D. had gotten rid of the ghost, named Beloved, taking away Denver's only friend, until the day a woman, coincidentally named Beloved, comes to the door flipping many people's worlds upside down. The kind of reader who likes this book would be basically anyone who really likes descriptive books and kinda likes ghost stories and historical fiction mixed together. The best aspect of the book for me was all the details that Morrison used while describing her characters and the situation of everything. I also really liked the plot, but I can't really tell you too much about that without giving away spoilers. If you're a person who doesn't really like books with a lot of detail or books that are about slavery or supernatural things, this probably won't be your favorite book. Another thing I really liked about this novel was the fact that it was inspired by a woman named Margaret Garner, who was a slave in Kentucky and fled to Ohio. If